How's it going, folks? Circling up from the mosh pit. We're checking out someone who's new to our scene here with VTubing, Nyana Banyana. I guess they were just debuting from their, not debuting, graduating from their company, but maybe going indie. I thought that's what they were kind of intimating. I don't know. Point is, I just noticed that they dropped an original song. And, yeah, we're just going to check it out. Ooh. Ooh. Alyssa on the Moon. Okay, they did all the mixing and stuff on there. Very cool. Nice. The Brattiest.
I'm a brat like a dog, kinda flat like a wall. 4'11", kinda tall, but don't ever call me small. I come from Puerto Rico, so I'm a spicy type of chica. The name is Nyana Banyana, I'm so cute, you wanna show me to your nana. Call me Santa.
Nyana Banyana. Okay, so we got a pronunciation on there. Thank you. I also liked the little bit of we went nana. So we kind of let the last line be completed later in the verse instead of how everything else had lined up with the rhyming.
I'm a spicy type of chica. The name is Nyana Banyana, I'm so cute, you wanna show me to your nana. Call me Santa, cause my present's gonna send you to Nirvana. If you really wanna live, no me digas apestosa. Give a tribute to la gata curiosa. Some fishes to la gata poderosa. She pretty like a princess and not the cat. Unless you wanna be skinless, the bitches are bros, so that would be incest. Push your luck and see the band hammer's gonna make you shinless. With no witness.
Okay, so Banhammer's going to make you shinless if you're breaking someone's legs or breaking the shins, you know, just freaking like what is it? Stephen King's Misery. Ugh. One of my least favorite scenes ever, but it made the movie so crazy. Interesting flow here. I want to just kind of focus on that for just a sec here. Also, I assume we're just doing a lot of references to Puerto Rican culture. I am not aware of all those, so if you know any, let me know in the comments.
She pretty like a princess and not the cat. Unless you wanna be skinless.
Okay, hold up.
Poderosa. She pretty like a princess and not the cat. Unless you wanna be skinless. The bitches are bros, so that would be incest. Push.
Okay, so I don't know if cest at the end of that word was what if we're trying to rhyme that with cat, because then we went to the bitches are bros, but that would be incest. I don't know if we were trying to rhyme that with the previous one. It felt like we switched to a non-rhyming line pretty quick. It sounded like we were also just a tad ahead of the beat right there, just with how everything else has kind of been, very, on the beat. So.
Curiosa, some fishes to la gata poderosa. She pretty like a princess and not the cat. Unless you wanna be
Yeah, unless you want to be skinless. So.
skinless. The bitches are bros, so
Yeah, so normally you would rhyme something with cat at the end of that.
that would be incest. Push your luck and see the band hammer's gonna make you shinless.
Yeah, so I get that cest is going to rhyme with shin less, but it was just an interesting moment there. Just kind of went outside of how everything been rhyming up to this point. So it's like we're rhyming on the third and the seventh line instead of maybe 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. There's a few different ways we can do it. So interesting little, breakup right there. But
Incest. Push your luck and see the band hammer's gonna make you shin.
and the band hammer's gonna make. Okay, yeah, it sounded like also there we kind of had to stretch the time just a little bit in order to make up for that stretch of the line. Like here,
That would be incest. Push your luck and see the band hammer's gonna make you shin.
yeah, gonna make you shinless. Now maybe that's what the intent was, or maybe we're just trying to fill that space, but that wasn't articulated with the lyrics. So.
Unless with no witness, you'll get this bitch 6 feet under on a hit list. Papa's got a sickness, you can only fix this with your body in bits. In the back, it'll fit. JK, you know.
or it'll fit. You could have said it'll fit instead of it'll fits. It still rhymes. See, and then here the rhyming is da 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 da. The flow and the rhyming is line for line for line, which is nice. That takes actually a lot of work to do with just keeping a. Let's dial that back. Witness, sickness, dit 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 dit. That takes a lot to keep that going for several lines. So it was interesting that before we had such a disjointed rhyme structure.
You'll get this bit 6 feet under on a hit list. Papa's got a sickness. You can only fix this with your body in bits. In the back, it'll fit.
Yeah, it'll fit in bits. Fix this. Like all of that works.
AK, you know I wouldn't do that. You know I'm just a silly cat, a little brat in a silly hat. Never serious when I'm talking to a chat.
Okay, so I like that. I think it sounded like we were kind of still going with the same tempo of what we were doing. So they're like, and then I'm just a silly. I think you could have maybe paused the flow and just kind of maybe let the beat hit for a second. Like maybe beat 1 and then you come into it on beat 2. So.
AK, you know I wouldn't do that. You know I'm just a silly cat, a little brat in a silly hat. Never serious when I'm talking to a chat.
So I think maybe if you just structured that flow a little bit differently right there, it could have flowed. Okay. In that section, I think if you waited for maybe the E or the 2 of that beat, then you could have kept that same flow going, or you could have changed up the flow a little bit because we're not rapping at the same speed and tempo that we were from the previous line. So just a little addition here. I still think this is, painting a very interesting story. And I think the cadence and how she's rapping is really good. It could just be tuned up a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
The only time I'm serious is in the last verse. If I'm talking to you there, get ready for the hearse. I'm psychotic, so ignore what I'm saying. But for real, I'm not playing. I'll shoot up a Walmart in Minecraft. I'll evade taxes in Minecraft. I'll bomb my kid's playground Minecraft. I'll break your mom's kneecaps Minecraft.
So even there we go doon in Minecraft. So we changed up the flow right there. I think that would have worked better for the previous line. That's all I'm saying.
I'll run from the cops in Minecraft. I'll burn a building down in Minecraft. I'll listen to the voice in my head. I'll eat a baby down the stairs. They hate me. Waiting, watching patiently. They end me. Looking for something for tea. They end me. They could be working faithfully. They can't see. Instead they anger aimlessly. They hate
I really like this little
waiting,
chorus progression here. The singing is fitting very well.
looking for something for tea. They could be working faithfully. They can't see. Instead they anger aimlessly.
Okay, we have a little refrain here.
Voices in my head telling me they hit me now. Friends that never friends, don't wanna see me round. Thoughts I'm swimming in, pulling up until I drown. Twisted by ideas pulling me down and down.
Okay, that was pretty good. I probably would have done a little bit different wording there, but hey, it's her song. Let's see. What
Voices
else
in
we
my
got.
head telling me they hit me now. Friends that never friends, don't wanna see me round. Thoughts I'm swimming in, pulling up until I drown. Twisted by ideas pulling me down and down. Reaching from the depths, deep dragging me away. Mania creeping in, closing up my airway. When the voices talk to me, hoping that I'll stray, I crush out on them, and this is what I say. Call me God, I'm omnipotent. The way I see everything you type on the internet. I'm sick of it, it's ignorant a little bit. It's counterfeit, so take a sip. Medicated, start to quit before I spit you half-wit. But I don't
Nice
care
rap
one
flow
bit,
there.
'cause I feel different. You're just a counterfeit. Only thing I lose sleep over is my content. So if you're not content with your content, you should join a convent. Then kneel before me and repent. This won't shake the reason, so I'll just let you stay bent. So please cancel me. I could use the publicity. Can't stop divinity with your hostility, and I won't stop till my body drops. And you see I fought till I have no
Oh, okay. So that's the end of that. Yeah, that was interesting. I'll say this: flow and charisma, that's there. And for some, that's the hardest thing to do. I know definitely for me, when I started off a few years ago, it was very hard for me to have any charisma because I was so focused on making sure I flowed a certain way and that I was rapping a certain way. I had no idea of how I was just lacking no charisma and just sounded very metallic as I was rapping about it, but I was trying to make sure that I hit everything just right. So you having charisma is easily makes you leagues above. I think there's absolutely a lot of great rapping potential here. Just a couple suggestions is I think with continued practice with writing, you're just going to be able to write flows to structure a bit better. Your verses are going to flow a bit better together because there was a good chunk of those spots. I didn't want to focus on every single one because I don't want to sound like I'm, just pointing out negatives. There was a good chunk of spots where there was no clear indication of when we would do a flow switch. And then sometimes some of the lines ended prematurely and then kind of stumbled into the next verse. So I think all of that can be fixed with time. So I would hope you'd continue practicing and keep putting out more music because there was so much to this. I think it can definitely be improved upon and just made better. So I hope if you end up seeing this at all, that you see this as an encouragement. And for anyone else who wants to try out writing music, I'd still put out stuff like this than worry about, oh, well, I can't put it out until it's absolutely perfect. If you need any advice on that, check out the 14 EP on Bandcamp. That was the very first music I ever put out. And that will be your competition. Anyway, I hope whatever she ends up doing next is the best for her. And if she ends up staying with this model and this caricature and stuff, I hope to see her again soon. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, link to this is going to be in the description. Go support her channel and wherever she goes from there. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.